And good afternoon. Welcome to Coastside Fire Protection District Board of Directors, regular board meeting, June 24, 2026. Roll call, please, Jane.
Director Cockrell, who I know is here, he's just stepped out momentarily. Director Hannah.
Present.
Director McKinney.
Here.
Director Sherrill. Here. President Burke.
Here. Please join me for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and justice for all.
Do we have any members of the public who would like to address the board at this time? Any member of the public who would like to speak? Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent calendar, and I note that Dr. Kinsey has asked to be excused. With that, do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second. Two, you got it? Moved and approved. Roll call vote, please, Jean.
Director Cockrell.
Yes.
Director Hannah.
Yes.
Director Sherrill. Yes. President Burke.
Yes.
Motion passes 4 approved, 1 refused.
Moving on to continuing business, update on wildfire prevention zone, Wilson.
All right, for the update for the board, which this is a standing item, not much to report, but one positive thing is the water tender is in production.
Good.
And I believe that, President Burke, you received an email from Chief West showing like some pictures.
Yes.
And I think those were shared of the
I
chassis
didn't
there.
understand them, but those.
And it's happening, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So I think they had maybe 120-day window, so September-ish, we should hopefully be seeing a finished vehicle.
Fantastic.
And other than that, there's been no update on the Zone 0. It looks like the Board of Forestry, they will be having a meeting in Santa Cruz in July. And then I think about 60 days after that, most likely September, they could be voting on the Zone 0 adoption.
Chief, is that a pump and roll tender?
Does it have?
Can it pump on the roll?
I'm assuming yes.
Okay.
I don't know specifically, honestly, but I'm assuming that it has pump and roll capabilities and not just fixed capabilities.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else? All right, moving on, update on temporary new station 44 project. Chief, is that yours?
Yes, so the temporary station 44, the crew is moved in. They are there. There has been a few electrical challenges that have come up. That we've actually had a meeting this morning with Sean and staff, and I believe Sean is probably on and happy to answer any specifics. But those look like they'll fall under warranty, and everything else has been going along, I think, pretty smoothly. Sean, is there anything you'd like to add to the temporary 44?
I don't think so, Chief Wilson. I think what you said, there's a service call that the modular vendor will be coming out to address, as you said. And other than that, I think we're substantially complete with construction.
So how is the parking of the vehicles of the firefighters? It seems to me when I've been by there, the parking appears to be an issue.
I've not heard any challenges with parking.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody.
There's a few spots inside the gate and a few out, and then they're utilizing outside as well. So I know shift change it might be a little hard.
That's what I was thinking. I was having a discussion with my wife, where I figured that would be the problem with the shift change. It seems to me that you want to put your vehicles inside the fence.
Yeah, I think they probably move them eventually, but when they first come on and then they start their day, they probably don't.
Okay. Thank you.
I stopped by the other day and JB stopped later on after me,
Yeah.
and they're still getting their act together inside. There's ceiling tiles missing. It's like, I looked on Amazon, you can get them on Amazon. Somebody would need to take care of that, be it the supplier of the trailer or.
So like actual ceiling tiles
Yes.
in one of the rooms are missing?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, the main entry. And then I think the bathroom.
Okay.
That's part of the service call that I mentioned. That's included in the trip out that they're gonna come out and bring. I asked them to bring the ceiling tiles with them.
Okay, good.
They were there for some reason. I think they got knocked off or, there's a lot of work in the attic. So during all that move-ins, somehow they got lost or disturbed, but I've told the vendor and they'll come out and replace them.
And I've driven by and the crew's out on calls. We have a gate there. Is there any way we can electrify it? So that it's not wide open when they're not there?
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes, sir.
We can look and see what the cost of that would be.
Okay,
You mean it's not automatic?
No,
No, it's a temporary facility, so sometimes those.
When it's thicker or something like that, where the guys could, do it with a
yeah,
radio frequency, device.
Be more of an issue, I would say, of, I don't know what
Bruce?
security reasons would be, but.
Yeah.
But putting in an electrified fence, probably be expensive.
I wasn't thinking electrified fence.
So I mean, electrical.
Okay.
Not like your child. He's not,
Similar to.
Sticking with you both. Sticking on the same page.
Yeah, whatever
I
works.
just don't want to spend 30 on.
Bruce, thank you for your input.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. Is that it, Chief?
That's all I have on the new Station 44. We have the civil. Sean, it's the civil that we got back with no comments, correct, so far,
Yeah.
unless anything else came in today.
Yeah, we heard from the county yesterday, the civil design has been approved, and the other groups, we don't think there's going to be substantial comments, but they indicated that any comments from any group of the county will be coming to us by July 2nd at the latest. So we anticipate there'll be either no comments or very minor comments, and then we can move towards permit issuance. And I think, our expectation is to bring the design approval and the construction contract approval to the board at the July meeting. And that's the current plan. The only thing that would change that is if the county, if there's some substantial change that comes out of the county's comments, but we're not anticipating that. And then after the board authorizes the design and construction, we'll bid the project to the 6 pre-qualified bidders. And if the bid results are favorable, we'll proceed with award of the construction contract and get in and into the construction phase. So we're getting close.
Plus.
Yes. Close is pretty wide number. But I like your optimism, John.
Wait.
Anything else, Chief?
Sid's hands up.
Was there any questions?
Sid's hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sid, please go forward.
I-
Sid, speak.
That last item was for the bid was for the news station to begin construction. Is that what he was talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
When will it finish? Do you know? Any estimate?
We think it'll be a 18 to 24 month construction total from the time we start to the time we're substantially complete.
So that's 2028 or beyond.
Into early 2028 to mid 2028, assuming we start construction this summer.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope you'll have a big groundbreaking and opening ceremony because we've waited a long time for that, and I'm excited. Thank you.
Thank you. We will have a big ceremony for the opening of that, I assure you. Nothing else, Chief?
No.
Moving on to new business. Review and approve the Coastside Fire Protection District preliminary budget for fiscal year 26-27. Chief Wilson.
All right, so earlier we had our financial committee meeting. In front of you, you should have a copy of the staff report on the 26-27 preliminary budget. The preliminary budget includes about 25.5 million of operating and capital expenditures. Our total revenue is 17.2 million. Other expenditures about 8 million from prior fund balance rollover of 11 million. We are under 3.5 million. We're going to move 1.5 million into the lake fund, remaining with $2 million cash fund balance to provide a balanced budget. Some of those carryovers are from the Station 44 project. I think it's about 5.4 million that we didn't spend out of the 6.5 we had allocated. Since we haven't started construction there, so that carried over. We did receive about 1.1 million additional revenue this year than anticipated, based on secured and unsecured property tax along with ERAP. So that was a very good positive, and we're putting that difference of that 1.5 into the late CalPERS exit fund. I can go through line by line if folks want, or I'm happy to answer questions. So it's a very conservative budget. It's looking very good, and I think as we close out the year, we'll actually probably have additional funds to allocate to the CalPERS exit plan, or to anything we need for Station 44.
Awesome.
At this point, when will we actually exit the CalPERS program?
That is a question I do not have an answer to. So for CalPERS, if we were to want to exit, we would contact them and say that we're looking to exit. They give you a figure, and you have a certain amount of time to execute that. I currently feel that our $3.5 million is probably not sufficient based on the fact that we pay about 1.85 annually. So we can ask them if there's a rough calculation to forecast, but I would say if we continue putting money away, probably 5 to 8 years down the road, it's something we could be looking at. And as we've talked before, members that are currently in the plan sometimes fall out of the plan. So that number over time and attrition unfortunately reduces as well.
I would just add that the plan and focus on the eventuality of trying to get out, I think is very worthwhile, but we're quite a ways away from that, no question about it. We did ask the chief, though, to get a new report on where we stand to date, because CalPERS has had some very positive returns in the last couple of years, so we'll get an update, but certainly nothing's going to happen certainly within the next couple of years, but I think we can do some planning. Okay. Yep. With that, if I'd like to open the meeting to a public, any public members of the public who would like to speak on the budget for the Coastside Fire Protection District. Any members of the public? Do I have a motion to approve it? And then we'll make some comments afterwards. Do I have a motion to approve the budget, preliminary budget?
So moved.
Second? I'll second. Before we vote, let me just make a couple of comments on it. As you see and gone through this, the Finance Committee had a lot of relatively minor questions, and some of them we've asked the chief to update that you'll see in the final budget, which is really the document. But I'd certainly echo the comment that this is a very conservative budget. The increase in revenue is projected at 1.5%, and some of the monies that were allocated or planned to spending are probably overdone. The biggest one being CAL FIRE. CAL FIRE contract is always at the top step of everybody, and they're not all at the top steps. So they're kind of a built-in savings all the way. But this certainly is very conservative. Some minor changes that we expect and hope will be presented to us in at the September final board meeting. With that, roll call, please, Jean.
Director Cockrell?
Yes.
Director Hannah?
Yes.
Director McKinney?
Yes.
Director Sherrill?
Yes.
President Burke?
Yes,
Motion passes 5-0.
thank you. Moving on to item B, table 3, review of newly enacted provisions of the Brown Act. Attorney Savarese.
Yes, earlier this year, the state legislature made a number of changes to the Brown Act, and there's one change that we are going to request that you take action on. Under the new changes to the Brown Act, public entities are required to have hybrid meetings. Prior to this, you could do it if you wanted, but you weren't required. Now that it's required, every public entity is being asked to adopt a disruption policy, a technology disruption policy. because sometimes, and I'm just gonna use the word generically, your Zoom goes out. And in the past, when that occurred, you were required to stop your meeting. You could not continue the meeting, you had to reschedule everything. Under the new provisions of the Brown Act, if you adopt a technology disruption policy, you will now be allowed to have an hour to try and fix whatever might be going wrong. If you can get it fixed in 5 minutes, great, but you have up to an hour to try. When you get it fixed, you move on with your meeting. But if you can't get it fixed, you may take by roll call a vote to determine that you want to proceed with the meeting anyway, because there's a necessity to act on certain items. So there's a disruption policy in here, and they are required to be put in place by July 1. So that's the action item under this report tonight. There are some informational pieces in here as well. There are new public outreach requirements. We'll work with your staff on those. There's not really anything you need to do here at the board level, but they are aimed at being sure the public is aware of what your agendas say, that they understand where you meet and have an opportunity to participate. You still may exercise the ability to come in remotely for meetings. That's not changed. There is a new provision if you have certain disabilities and can't attend a meeting, you may now do all your meetings remotely. Happily, we don't have that here, but if that were to occur with another board member, that's a great opportunity to increase participation. And so I'll stop at that point and answer any questions you might have, but really the action item tonight is we're requesting that you approve the technology disruption policy that's attached to the staff.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2026. Approving a service disruption policy for board and committee meetings.
Second.
And just a quick comment, when the policy is brought to us, I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to discuss it and understand it better. As far as I can see, we have no choice. We got to do this.
You're required to do this by July 1.
So we had a motion and a second roll call, unless there's any other comments. Roll call, please.
Director Cockrell?
Yes.
Director Hannah?
Yes.
Director McKinney?
Yes.
Director Sherrill?
Yes.
President Burke?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Thank you.
Item C, tab 4, adopt resolution under 2026-1 establishing the appropriation limits applicable to the district during the fiscal year 26-27. Chief Wilson.
All right, so in front of you for resolution 2026-11, this is the appropriation limit for the district. And what it does is it takes 25-26 appropriation, which was 19.9 million, and then applies a bunch of percentages, which you can find on the back based on your per capita and population change, coming out with the appropriation limit for the district of for 25-26 in the amount of 21,052,970.46. And this just allows the district to be able to expend that amount of funds within that period of time.
I just note that this is, again, an automatic thing we have to do, and as long as there's no errors in this, we're fine. So I'll make a motion to approve 26-1.
1-0.
1-1.
Oh,
Yeah, 1-1-11.
1-1, I'm sorry.
my bad.
I make a motion to approve that motion, that resolution.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? It's just something we have to do every year to cover it. So with that, we have no more discussion. Roll call, please, Jean.
Director Cockrell?
Yes.
Director Hannah?
Yes.
Director McKinney?
Yes.
Director Sherrill?
Yes.
President Burke?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Moving on to item D, adopt resolution 2026, a resolution authorizing San Mateo County to place a benefit assessment district in Half Moon Bay Fire Protection District Zone. And the next item on the item is a one for the old Point Montero district. But again, this is automatic in order to continue to collect those money from the old Half Moon Bay district. We have to approve this annually. Do I have a motion to approve 2026-12?
I move we approve resolution 2026-12.
Second.
Comments? Roll call, please, Jean.
Director Cockrell?
Yes.
Director Hannah?
Yes.
Director McKinney?
Yes.
Director Sherrill? Yes. President Burke?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Moving on to item E, resolution 2026-13, resolution authorized sanitary county to place a special tax on the former Point Montero Fire Protection District. It's the same thing, again, that we have to approve every year. I'll make a motion to approve 2026-13. 13. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further comment? Roll call, please.
Director Cockrell?
Yes.
Director Hannah?
Yes.
Director McKinney?
Yes.
Director Cheryl?
Yes.
President Burke?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
I just for information, in your packet, a public document that actually tells you how those taxes are determined in Point Montero and the old Half Bay Fire District. They're not quite identical. They're very close, but they were done years ago. But those are the basis of how that money is collected from various homeowners. Okay, just information stuff. Moving on to item F, motion to adopt resolution number 2026-14 through 2026-41 of community facility districts 5, 10, and 14 through 39. Chief Wilson. Okay.
So these are our CFDs that we have previously approved. We annually approve these. If you'd like me to read each one, I'm happy to.
This is.
I gotta be home before
This is-
midnight.
This is boilerplate to get to that, and I make a motion that we approve the resolution.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Director Cockrell?
Yes.
Director Hannah?
Yes.
Director McKinney?
Yes.
Director Cheryl?
Yes.
President Burke?
Yes,
Motion passes 5-0.
we could have saved about 14 pine trees. Okay, all right. Moving on to, where are we? I don't have it. What is the next one? I don't.
G.
I don't have G. No. Adopt resolution accepting completion of temporary fire station 41 site improvement project and authorizing staff to record a notice of completion. Chief West, Sean Rose, Chief Wilson, comments?
Sean, I'll turn that over to you. If you have anything to add outside of the staff report or additional.
Not really, Chief Wilson. This is a procedural item to formally accept the construction of the temp station project by Andrini Construction, and approval of this would allow us to file a notice of completion with the county and then subsequently release the retention payment to Andrini to close out their contract. But the work, as I mentioned before, is complete. So this just formally accepts the construction.
Thank you. So this would be accepting the completion of the temporary fire station and authorizing staff to record a notice of completion, what it is for the temporary station. And as far as we chatted a little bit ago, it sounds like it's done.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve resolution 226-42.
Second.
Any comments on the? I would, my only comment is, Bruce, your comments earlier were well received, and I hope that position of kind of looking at the construction of this as well as the new 44, you can continue to do that. I think it's very helpful.
I will do so.
Great. So, so we have a motion. Roll call, please.
Director Cockrell?
Yes.
Director Hannah?
Yes.
Director McKinney?
Yes.
Director Cheryl?
Yes.
President Burke?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
And H, item 9, adopt a resolution taking the following action in relation to the Fire Station 40 pitch remodel project. Authorizing plans, authorizing advertisement, authorizing fire chief to execute construction contract, and period. So is this going to be Sean?
Sean, yep.
And
Thank you.
I just say the details are in the board packet, and they obviously are a public document.
Sure, thank you, Chair. This is an item to approve the design. So this project was initiated by staff to improve the flow and usability of the kitchen in Fire Station 40. which has not been updated since the original construction in the late 1990s. The design of the project is now substantially complete. And so as a result, the item before you is to approve the design. And I have with me tonight, Austin Dunkley of PBK, who's going to briefly walk you through the design and what's included. But this would approve the design, also approve a construction contract up to the not to exceed amount referenced in the staff report, including a standard 10% construction contingency. And if approved, the staff would subsequently bid the project probably later this week, right away. Put it out to bid and then award the contract and proceed into construction. The design, again, Austin will walk through it, but it includes the demolition of the existing wing wall in the kitchen between the dining table and the kitchen, the flooring, countertops, acoustic tile ceiling, and those will all be demoed. And then the project will install new flooring, casework, countertops, kitchen island with sink and dishwasher, acoustic ceiling tiles, drop ceiling, lighting, kitchen appliances, plumbing, electrical, and auto shut-off. That's a mouthful, and Austin can be a little more specific, but it's basically a full remodel of the existing kitchen, staff kitchen in Fire Station 40. Austin, do you want to please walk us through the design?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everybody. I am very happy to walk us through the design here. Let me see if I can share screen. Give it a go. Okay, looks like that's working. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so you might be familiar with these images here. These are just a couple of snapshots from the existing Fire Station 40 kitchen. You can see that the design itself is fairly dated. We have plastic laminate cabinetry both on the base and the uppers, stainless steel countertops, stainless steel backsplash throughout. Floor tiles a little bit dated. There's these kind of smooth ceiling tiles up above and lighting as well that just could use a refreshing. On top of that, I think the functionality is just not ideal for this layout, as you guys are probably well aware. There's a decent amount of space in here, but really what's interesting is the way that they've laid this out originally is just not a great use of space. So you can see multiple kitchen islands, one large one in the front here. We've got some overhangs. I think once upon a time were intended to be maybe bar spaces that just don't get used, additional overhangs on this side. So a large space that's kind of filled with pieces that don't function well and eat up the space. So you're left with these kind of tight conditions, as you can see, kind of a tight space in front of your main sink, awkward transitions as you're kind of working in that kitchen space, and just a very, I'd say, very well used kitchen layout. And so our goal here was to create a more functional space, as Sean mentioned. Some of the items that we'll go through, you'll see we're adding an additional refrigerator. Currently, there's 2 along this north wall. We are going to reuse the 2 that you have and add a 3rd. In addition, we're going to be adding tall cabinets for pantries. So we'll have 3 of those. So each shift can have their own tall pantry cabinet. Those will go along the wall adjacent to this existing stove. We are going to protect and reuse the stove and the backsplash and the hood. So we'll be saving some costs there. Pretty much everything else, though, will be new. That includes your dishwasher, your sinks, a coffee maker, and other appliances as well. We'll be replacing this floor tile. The goal is to bring in like an LVT that matches what you have currently, and so you'll have the same material that runs throughout from your day room and your open space through the kitchen space. As Sean mentioned, we're also demolishing this pony wall that you can see here. This kind of was like a defining edge of this kitchen space, and by taking it out, it allows us to stretch out our cabinetry just a little bit further and fit in those tall pantries that we're going to look at. In addition, we're adding a new, larger single kitchen island in the middle and new lighting overhead and a small portion of drop ceiling as well. So this here is our demolition plan. This is what we were just looking at in plan view. These are your 2 refrigerators on this north wall. Here's your perimeter casework along the right-hand side, your stove and range here. This is one of your islands in the middle, another island out here, and this is kind of your, I don't know what you call this, a peninsula, maybe, if we're going with that metaphor. Everything that you see dashed, this is getting removed. So all of this casework is out. These 2 items are staying, fridge and stove. And where you see this diagonal hatch, this is the extent of the floor tile that's going to be removed. So we'll take all of that out and come back with new floor finish. So we go to the next page. This is the new kitchen layout that you're looking at. So continuous finish across. We have a simpler kitchen layout, I would say. So 3 refrigerators on the north side. We've taken out that sink that used to be here, and we've moved that sink to a central location in the kitchen island. And then we have casework around this east wall. Stove is still in the same place, and then we've extended out additional casework down beyond that previous wing wall, and we're adding a new wing wall to kind of add a nice finish on the edge of that casework there. This island in the middle is going to have your sink. It's going to have your dishwasher, trash with pull-out drawers, multiple outlets. We'll also have a little section of overhang there. It's not going to be a bar height. It'll all be the same level, but you will have a portion that's pulled out, and so you can have a couple of chairs there potentially and be eating right at this island as a second sort of gathering space. Next, we'll look at the elevation. So this is that new north wall, the 3 refrigerators. We'll have a microwave that is mounted in the upper cabinets here. As we move to the other wall, here's your east wall. That's your stove and range and hood. That's all set to remain. We'll still have the coffee maker. This is really in the same place where you currently have it. It's all plumbed and ready to go there. So we're locating that in the same spot again. And then to the right of that, these are our 3 tall pantry cabinets that are new additions to this space. These elevations are the kitchen island. So gives you an idea that really, on all 4 sides, there's usable space to this. We have lower cabinets just throughout, right? You're not going to see large sections that just aren't usable anymore. So there should be quite a bit of extra storage once this is all said and done. And the final slide we have, these are the current finishes that we're looking at. So we're looking at granite countertops instead of the stainless steel that we currently have. We're looking at a ceramic tile backsplash. And then, of course, a nice wood veneer finish on our cabinets. And what we're looking at here is a kind of a walnut color. That's about the extent of what I have to show here. So happy to go back to any slides if you want to take a closer look at anything or answer any questions.
So will the actual eating area remain as it is currently? There's basically an eating table area there.
Yeah, it says
sit around and eat.
it's just.
Correct.
That
So
remain right there. That remain unchanged.
Yep, currently just south of this kitchen, you have your dining table. We're not showing it in this plan view here, but that dining table is set to remain in the same location. The kitchen cabinets get a little bit closer to that table, but there still will be plenty of clearance around the table to function.
Thank you.
Where and how are the crew's gonna cook and eat while this is being done?
So that's probably not an answer for Austin.
Okay, general.
In general, we have a plan in place that they're gonna put a temporary kitchen. Here, we started a kitchen project at Station 17 on the county side on Monday. So we're learning from challenges there. So when we get to this, we will have a plan in place. Chief Silva will lead that. under Chief West to make sure that we're meeting all the health and safety guidelines and make sure that labor is on board with what we're doing with the employees.
Okay, I have a Coleman stove. We need it.
Good question.
I'll get one of those trucks to drive around, in a park out there.
Question?
Yeah, actually, I just popped in my head thinking about the temporary kitchen or whatever sitting out there. Then I realized the outside space there is that like barbecue area. Is there any reason to update that? Anything out there, the barbecue itself, or anything we should tag into this project?
That has not been brought to my
I
attention
mean,
or.
if it works and it's functional, it's good, and
Yeah,
I mean, we're gonna put a couple pennies into this kitchen, and I'll make the whole thing, the outdoor kitchen and then into the kitchen mess. Anyways,
Yeah.
look into it.
we can, I'll add that to my notes, see if who's interested in.
I have just one question, have the firefighters who would use this, had an opportunity to provide any input? Or do they need to?
They have been part of the process.
They have, very much.
So they've seen the plan, they kind of like thumbs up plan, or?
Yeah, thumbs up plan, and I believe there were some different finishes that were presented. And the finishes that were liked by the crews were selected over other individuals. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Sean, is that it?
That's it, Chair Burke. We're just what the comments we've had, and we're just available for questions. That's all we've got. I can't help myself. I think it's so important. I did want to add something Austin didn't mention. The currently the shelves below the countertops are just static, and it's been a real problem. You have to reach back, as probably many people in the room know. You have to reach back into the cabinets there to get anything out. These are pull-out shelving now. So when you open the cabinet doors, you can pull out, the shelving to access the items.
Yeah, thanks for commenting on that, Sean. That's right.
Awesome.
Anything else? If I understand this correctly, what we're being asked to do is says that it will drop the resolution, but there's no number on this. Do we need just a vote to proceed as written, as discussed?
We can renumber the resolution after you approve it.
Okay.
We'll assign a number to it.
To have a motion to approve the remodeling of the kitchen as discussed and as the plan show.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Any further comment?
And so this would be resolution 2026-43, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, mine is a little bit short.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay. We have
46-43.
I'm sorry, I don't have,
Right
my
here.
agenda is missing. What do we have the resolution?
It's on the back side of this one, yeah.
2026-41. And there's no
43 is 43.
43, excuse me. Roll call, please.
Director Cockrell?
Yes.
Director Hannah?
Yes.
Director McKinney?
Yes.
Director Farrell?
Yes.
President Burke?
Yes,
Motion passes 5-0.
very good. Look forward to it. I certainly hope that it is done in a reasonable period of time. Very good. Going on to nothing else, the Board of Directors report, the Finance Committee, we reviewed the upcoming budget for the coming year. Unless there's any questions, I would not go over that. Volunteer Committee, Director Cockrell, Director Harron.
Just a couple of things from my notes that I did at the beginning, it's minimal at the best. They're still having the academy, it's doing well. They've passed the book stuff, the physical, actual doing things phase of the training. And then June 18th, which is already passed, and working on fire extinguishers. Then the 501c3 had an election, and they did some volunteer work on over the IDES. And there's some conversations about the craft feeding. And then Chief Lord was coming here Saturday to train volunteers. That has already happened. And that's the extent of my report.
Thank you, JV. Question, the volunteers or comments? Okay, moving on. Plan and Structures Committee report, Director McKinney and Director Sherrill.
We've already had that discussion.
Let's kick it again, it's still moving.
The sign at Station 41, can we paint that or do something? It has just faded to, you've seen it,
We brought this up.
Yeah.
Months ago, maybe just the lettering.
painted
You know,
red or
the lettering
something.
letters it does,
Needs
it's not
something.
very readable.
For the walkway,
Just the main
Right.
sign that says this Coastside Fire Station 41. The one that's kind of in front of the garden.
It's kind of faded, so you can't see it very
yeah,
good.
that was the one that we selected to use a native wood. That was one of the potential negative benefits. So we will.
We came to,
I mean, I guess we do our meetings, like.
So then we have to paint over the.
Yeah, paint- they painted red or something. toilet and painted the letters red.
Chief, if you look into that.
We're on.
And while you're doing that, the previous meeting, I think we discussed the sign out front that identifies the station it is not legible from the.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the OEC building. No, you're talking about just the sign?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about the building itself. Okay, you got it.
One more item, we have discussed for some time, the gate on the north side to secure the station.
So the entrance to the apparatus bay
Yes,
portion?
yes,
Okay.
like a rolling gate, electric.
So if you're on the electric,
I am.
Good. Nothing else?
No, thank you.
Very
So
good.
secure the north gate, not unlike the south gate's already secured.
Correct.
Yes.
Moving on, Vegetation Management Committee, Director Carpo, Director Hammond.
I don't have anything.
Okay, bring on. Special Districts, report, Director Hammond.
Again, no report, but
Hey, I heard that I'm going to get a, flyer from, the California Special District Association about their annual meeting. Okay, if you would, it's not till this fall, but I think they sent one out. If you could just ask somebody to ask them to get a copy of that for all members of the board, okay?
And see what passes.
go on the website. The annual meeting information will be on the website.
Probably.
And,
But they, you
sign
know,
up for
they
it.
have so many meetings going on that it's kind of hard even to ferret out one.
I want to say it's in August, don't quote me, and I know that it's in Southern California this year, so.
If we could get a copy for the board member, so you can plan if you'd like to, because you can go and among other things, learn some things and also cover some of the required training that we're required to get, so at the same time.
And maybe Megan, you can root around and see what we need.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, ALS JPA, no meeting. Emergency preparedness report, and we decided we were gonna cancel that. And we did ask, and did not get on here, a report from Director McKinney on construction. I think we're called the committee, but if you wouldn't make a point to make sure that gets added into the agenda, if you would call the.
I forget to.
Well, pick a name. We want a report from Bruce on construction on,
Progress report.
yeah, okay. CERT report, Director Cheryl.
We had a good joint CEOC training session this month that involved multiple agencies and about 95 people in person and another 30 online from the region to prepare all of these different agencies to know how to respond to a request to serve in a CEOC in time of emergency, and also to communicate effectively with first responders at the CEOC by radio from radio communication nodes all the way from south of Pescadero north to the Cow Palace, which is the northernmost terminus of where they take animals, large animals, when they're evacuating them. So it was a good training session. It started with a morning session at the CEOC here in Half Moon Bay for all the groups, and then spread out to 10 different locations all over the coastside. So it was well received. And then coming up this month, in July, is our biennial volunteer appreciation lunch, which we are going to also have a practice for the neighborhood command post that each neighborhood sets up for the Great Coastside Shakeout in September. So people come, we're gonna practice the setting up those radio command posts for each neighborhood, and then have lunch together, which is our way of saying thank you
Perfect.
to the people who volunteer for us to all year long. And we do that as a tradition every 2 years. This is a recommendation of our CERT National Governance Week. End of report.
Thank you, Cynthia. Continue outstanding work by the CERT organization. Attorney's report.
I do have one thing this evening. Last month you approved a contract with the county to run the election this fall. Since that time, the city attorneys, I'm amongst the group, have been meeting with the county because we objected to the indemnification provision in the agreement. It has all of the parties who are entering into this with the county indemnifying the county for any challenges that might come about after the election. And the city attorneys groups have been advocating for a change to that, so there would be a mutual indemnities. So I would like your permission, if I may, to make a change if we can get the county to agree to that, because it would be very advantageous for all the cities and special districts if that change can be made to the contract. So if you have no objection, if we can get to that place with the county, and I think we're getting there, I'd like to send that version of the contract in as opposed to the one that has you fully indemnifying the county.
I have no objection.
I have none.
Thank you very much.
First of all, move forward. Thank you. Fire marshal's report.
One thing I'd throw in is, I don't know if you guys, the Big Wave project off of the airport. We're getting really close to finishing that. I think they're doing a ribbon cutting on Saturday. But they don't plan to have residents in until July, hopefully, but project's almost wrapped up.
Wow. Yeah, very good. Very good. Fire chief's report.
Yeah, the district ran 286 calls during May. Response time was 5:16, well under the required response time for the ALSJPA. Took part in a walkthrough with the county's executive office, the sheriff's department, and some other departments within the county in the area of Princeton. And we're looking at some of the challenges that we're having up there with long-term camping or difficulties that folks are having on getting their vehicles off the road in that area. Looking at a collateral approach to make sure that if someone is being displaced from an area, they're not going somewhere else where they're going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge, making sure we have services available to them. So we met and walked through that whole community. That was very positive. And I think that is the main items for the chief's report. One other thing is that the beach safety group that Coastside Fire Protection District is part of, that is led by the CEO's office in San Mateo. We met again, Coastside Fire Protection District and San Mateo County Fire. Our task was to develop what we call the CHIRP, the Coastal Incident Response Plan. And it's a plan that is operational to show if a zone has an incident, who's responding, who has what responsibilities, what equipment's available, contacts. So it's very transparent amongst all agencies. So we presented that draft at the meeting for the beginning of June. So Chief Silva and Chief Robles put that together. We presented, that was well received. So there's some final review being done on that. That includes state parks, North County Fire, Harbor, DEM, PSC, Coastside, San Mateo, Sheriff's Office, CEO's office, and a few others sprinkled in there to make sure that we have a robust and appropriate response on the coast for water rescues. And then they're working on some uniform signage from Pacifica all the way down. We're going to carry it through hopefully Santa Cruz with state parks, Santa Cruz City, Central Fire Protection District down to the Monterey coastline. So we will have uniform signage so that if you're visiting the coast within San Mateo, Santa Cruz unit, you're seeing the same thing and know that you can use that QR code, you're at this beach, common terminology. So we've been working collaboratively. So that's actually really exciting. And that's been a positive group to be part of. End of report on fire chiefs.
Very good. Questions?
Just a question about the recent ocean conditions, which have been so hazardous. Has that created an increase in calls for this district?
We, in Coastside Fire Protection District, we have not seen a significant increase in calls. Unfortunately, south in Santa Cruz County, we had a stretch of a week where we had significant loss on the coast. And I think a lot of it, we've been very progressive up here with signage, information, and we're continuing to do that with the Beach Safety Working Group. So we took some of those measures and put them in place south in Santa Cruz County. Electronic signboards were put up and some other things, and we have see a reduction in calls. But yeah, Coastside, I think we had 3 in the month of May, and I'm not in June, maybe around the same.
Thank you for doing such a good job of working with the public. It has been a dramatic set of seas out there.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see that the current weather pattern, the way it's shaping up is very unique, seems like, and we're seeing a lot of wave action, sneaker waves, so.
If I may, I don't know if Gene or Chief, but I just want to bring up again, I'm just curious, the old Station 41 and the sheriff's office leasing of it, is there any news on their remodel project?
They're paying their bill.
I'm sorry.
They're paying their bills.
They are currently paying the rent on time. And it's being evaluated internally at the county side as county fire chief. I have conversations with them. They have not formally proposed anything to us, but we have had conversation on what's progressing. So I will make sure that at my next meeting with my report of the county, I'll ask them on behalf of the district their intent. Thank you.
Other questions, comments?
Yeah, noticed that you have the employees leaving the district, so in 5 months, we've had 3 employees leave the district. And I've further noticed that sometimes when people leave the district, it's for promotion. And then at some point they return when they can. There's nothing here that says employees returning to the district. And I'd be curious to know who left in May.
In May, Engineer McMurray, who worked here at Station 40, he accepted a lateral drop to Woodside Fire Protection District.
Okay.
And for Mitch's circumstances, he left the Cal Fire family. He was actually a seasonal firefighter for me back in 2008.
Oh, yeah.
It was a better life choice for him and his family for him to move over the hill.
Sure,
So he's working at Woodside now as a lateral from us.
got it. And could we at some point have, I know in cases we've had people leave here, get promoted, and when they can, they return in. Is there any way we could start? Well, I don't know if we have it, if it happens enough to warrant it, you have employees returning. Okay,
Yes, you're saying like engineer here promotes as a fire captain to
Yes.
Santa Clara, but then
Right.
comes back here.
yes,
I think those numbers are probably, we only have so many fire captain
Okay.
positions. I think it'd probably be a little bit more work than goes all, but I'm happy to discuss the specifics on employees leaving.
I know here, a couple of months ago, we had a guy leave here to go to Riverside County, okay.
Yeah, that was home for that individual.
Yeah, right.
The intention, if you look at all, it, my opinion, though, what it is, that not only this year, but in prior years, the retention rate, people staying there, is excellent. You know, I think many private businesses would love to have this.
Yeah.
Yeah, people want to come and work within the district. We have transfers, but we don't have positions for those individuals, but they're full.
I remember back prior to Cal Fire, people would get here and they'd hardly know where the men's room was when they'd leave.
Okay. Anything else? Without objection, we adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you.